What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is. Hello, and it is my Friday, and should be everybody else's as well. Hopefully everybody is doing well. I have been busy with life. Oh, let me lower this down. Maybe. There we go. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Printer's still doing okay. So, yep, that is a 6-foot long gridfinity that runs all the way down to the corner. So this whole thing, my goal is to have it filled up in 30 days. Which, it should happen. So, yeah. I thought about trying to convert it with no motor and doing like a hand crank on it instead of the motor, but the gridfinity takes up space. That's going to be the only problem. I have plenty of it over there, so it works for me because I can sit here and scroll, like change things and stuff. So sure, it's clean for now. The question is it going? Is it? What the heck was that? I'm having an issue with this. It stopped printing on me because the filament roller. I think the spool's kinked somewhere. It may not be. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. So I'm behind on my prints. I started one last night, and it was supposed to be for today's Gridfinity episode, and it's only like an hour-long print. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because that will defeat the purpose, and then you guys can at least watch and make it live, hopefully. But the problem is, for some reason, my filament dryer fell off the edge of the counter over here, the edge of the table, and it fell onto the floor, and I think when it fell, it ripped the filament with it, so it ran out of filament, and so then it obviously stopped printing. So I just got home, loaded some more filament into it, and tried printing it, and it's beyond unsavable. So I threw it away. Yeah, I seen your message. What's up, Jack? So yeah, I've had a pretty shitty week, and I've had a long week. So between being a father, cleaning the house because the house is a disaster, teaching kids to play soccer, and trying to do Gridfinity for 30 days in a row probably was not the wisest decision that I've ever made. So, like I said, I'm trying to get ahead with prints, and it failed miserably. So, yeah, so I'm printing today's episode now, and it is, I believe, an hour-long print. Yeah. It's an hour-long print. So, you're back in the shop knocking out more trays. So, I did get the new mount printed with a bunch of layers added to it for walls and thickness and everything else. This thing weighs a ton now, and it's working fantastic. It's using the new mount over against the wall over there for the camera now, so everything is great there. So this one's probably going to end up somewhere over here at some point in its life, but I don't want to do it until I set up the Gridfinity and be done with all of that. So I'm kind of in a standstill for that. A lot of the stuff that's still on my desk, which all I have left is this pile of crap right here. This is basically all I have left. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I think a lot of it's going to be integrated into the Gridfinity system. I just don't know how yet. And then a lot of my tools that was over here got moved to the CNC table. So it's my collect all currently until I print holders and stuff like that for some of this stuff to find its permanent place on the gridfinity system. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. It's coming along. It's coming along pretty well, actually. I'm kind of excited about it. I seen your comment about the subscribers. Yeah, I've been at like 2,200 subscribers for like 2 years now. So I don't actively push. I mean, I haven't uploaded any videos in a while, so this is probably my first real push of doing live streams. How do I want to word it? I don't want to say professionally, but trying to make production actually look decent and be more conscious of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it versus just starting a live stream and saying hey and bye, because that's what I used to do. I still need to print the kiddos toolkit, which by the way I can go and grab the magnets for that because that showed up today, so I need to measure to make sure that's going to work. What's happened to the other printers? Well, the one's up for sale, and I mean, it's not boring. It takes a special person to be able to drive that and do it well. So it takes a skill set, and a lot of people think, well, it's just oval, it's easy, and it's not. There's a lot of testing and tuning and scientifical like setups that make cars turn left better than just slapping a car and just throwing it on some dirt and turning left. So I get what you're saying. It seems simple, but it's really not, especially when you get somebody, when you're up against somebody like myself or my teammate or some other good drivers that are out there. I will flat wear you out with consistency. I may not be the fastest driver out there, but I will consistently make quick laps, and that's all that really matters. And that's really what wins you championships and wins you races, and honestly, it wins you money too. So, anyhow, let me go grab those magnets real fast, and we will do some more design work while this prints. Like I said, this is an hour-long print, and it's currently got about 45 minutes left to go. So this is today's Gridfinity video. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I have some ideas, but I don't know if I want to make my own or if I want to just print some universal like screwdriver holders. I haven't figured that part out yet. So that's something I need to think about as well. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Grabbing magnets. I'm also thinking about doing a third camera view. I don't know how much you guys would appreciate it, but I'm thinking about slapping a GoPro on my ceiling and aiming it straight down over top of my head and just kind of adding that as a random screen change from time to time. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet, so just something I've been pondering on. We're gonna end up making a workbench out of scrap wood. I mean, that's pretty cool. Holy crap, these magnets are no joke. Okay, let's get this out of the way before I cause lethal damage to a finger. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I just pulled you out of the mount. So, here's the new magnet. And what I want to do is measure you built a 2 foot by 4 or 2 foot by 10 foot workbench out of power line cross arms. Heavy as crap. Power line cross arms. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I had to think for a second. I was trying to think if I knew what it was. I don't know what that one is. I have an idea, but I don't know what that is. So, anywho, unlink. So these are currently 3.5 millimeters by 10.5. So let's move you back to the here. So according to my design, the thickness is 3.5 millimeters thick. So I want to measure the thickness of said magnet, and that is 2.75. So that tells me I need to shallow up these magnets because that's not going to work at 3.5 millimeter. Oops. I'm telling you, these magnets are no joke. I'm trying to make it so that they fit in pretty snug. The question is should I design it? Stop, magnet. Stay. Should I try to design this so to include the double-sided sticky? I don't think it's going to matter. Because if I do the sticky, double-sided stick tape, that's going to be 3.8, and I don't think I can get that to squeeze in there. So I think I have to make this smaller and super glue them in, which I think is what I'm going to do. So let's get the actual measurements. So we're going to change the thickness to 2. Let's do 2 wait a minute. 2. I'm thinking here. Let's do 1/10 on each side, so 2/10 bigger than this, so 2.95, so round it up to 3 millimeters. That probably should give me enough room for clearance. No, he ain't stealing from the electric. He works for the electric company. And stealing is something that, no, he's using stuff that basically they've tossed away or they're getting rid of or expired or whatever. I do this stuff too at work. So this needs to be... Okay, let's do this. But he works for a contract company that works for an electric company. So that's what they do. So I want to lower this. Let's go up to 3. Oops. Let's do 0.25. So this needs to go down to 3. So that still keeps the top clearance the same. So that is, we'll shallow those up. And then these are going to need changed as well to 5, 4. Let's include the double-sided stick. No, should I? No, I don't know. Yeah, let's include the double-sided sticky on this base plate. So let's stick one on here and see what dimension we're working with after that. Okay, so that's that. New dimension is 3.75 is what I'm looking for. So 3.75. So we're going to leave it at 3.75. So I am good with that. That print should be ready to go at this point. So, and that just allows us to change. What I did was change the heights of each of these slots for the magnets. So now everything should be kosher. Yeah. Yep, should be good. So we'll see what happens when I print that. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I'm hoping maybe to have that print done tonight. I don't know. But all that matters is... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is this thing doing? Look. It's pulling up the filament dryer off the table. And it's about to fall. Oh, it's definitely twisted. Oh, no! No! Why? I gotta stop! Stop! Pause! How do I fix this? Okay, I have an idea. Unload. I killed that spool yesterday. That was bad. Yeah, it's got a bad tangle in it somewhere. That's what I'm trying to fix now. So, oh, this probably is not going to work. Oh, it might. I hope it works. There we go. So that's that. So now the question is it still tangled? No, it's not. As much as I've printed, I don't think I've ever had a tangle before. $230 back extruder. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, it's probably what I'm gonna actually do is buy some bamboo spools, buy some bamboo filament, I should say, like 6 of them, and then save the spools because they have the RFID tags on them, and then probably print a respooler and respool everything from one filament back to the bamboo spools, and then I'm gonna do that after I get the AMS, but I gotta get the AMS first, so. There we go. So now that is done. Back. Start. There we go. So that's kind of the game plan on what I'm going to do. I think this weekend I'm going to go and start selling some stuff that I probably will never use. I have a lot of RC electrical stuff that I can probably pawn off at pretty discounted rates. I got a bunch of what's called transponders, which are not cheap, that I'm probably never going to use anytime soon, so I'll probably sell those. I'm probably going to post that car for sale. Yeah. I think that's the only one that, car-wise, I'm probably going to sell. And I probably should be able to get my $360 pretty quick. So that's the game plan. So bamboo, it's actually not that bad. It depends on where you get it. So if you get it directly from bamboo, I looked it up, but I didn't think it was that bad. So it's like you're buying 4 of them for $70. So what does that come out to be? 35 bucks a spool? No. $17, right? So 72 divided by 4, it's 18 bucks. So it comes out to be $18 a spool. It's not terrible. Yes, I know it's PLA. That's kind of where the problem's at with it, but you could go and buy like Pet G or whatever. My problem is they don't have stuff I like printing, so like PLAF, they don't have. So I would have to be forced to buy like Pet G or ABS. I probably won't mess with TPU anytime soon. I might end up doing some carbon fiber. Yeah. Oh, I can actually just buy the spools. I didn't realize I could actually just buy the spools. How much are the spools? So the spools are 12 bucks. But does that have the RFID tag in it? For the AMS? It does not say. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look into that. And then they do include like the refill packs. So you could get the refill packs, and 10 of them for $134 is $13 a spool. That's not terrible. Or is now that's the RFID tag? It's on the spool. It's on. Oh, you can't. That's dumb. That's their way. Wait a minute. You can copy the tags. I'm curious now. How? Let me know how that works, Jack. Because obviously, the RFID tag is not on the spool. It's on the filament, which I thought it was on the spool. So that kind of changes my whole theory of if I buy some spools, then I can respool those and I would be fine. But it's not. So how could I copy? How could I? What's the word I'm looking for? How could I go about doing that? Let me ask that question. I know it's just a standard RFID tag. My question is it looking for a specific data that RFID tag is outputting, Or is that something that I could just buy a generic RFID tag off of like Amazon and program it myself to output the same tag it's looking for, if that makes sense? Either way, I got to get an AMS first. So, where is the AMS? So it only puts out a frequency of the RFID, so you know based on that color whatever the okay, that makes sense. And I know what a flipper zero is, and I know that those aren't cheap. But I mean, I could buy an Arduino and put an RFID reader on it. That's not that hard. You're right. I should have, but I don't have the money. So I'm not made of money, Athens. That's the problem. Like you have to understand that I'm trying to slowly get back into it, and I don't have $1,000 just sitting here. So that's why I'm going down this route. Yeah, I knew that they weren't cheap. So I think I even have an Arduino floating around. But you have to have the flipper zero to program an RFID tag. I think you're correct. How to program a RFID tag. RFIDs I know are becoming more common. The question is how do you actually program it? Uh, I mean, I would have to print a lot for this to really justify paying for itself at this point. You can write with your Arduino, really? Okay, I'll look on my email for the coupon. I don't remember seeing it, but I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, I know the flipper's expensive. Adios, Athens. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna turn off this because you don't need to see my email. Let's look up bamboo, BMBU labs. So I got an order verification, order lab sign up, welcome to Bamboo. I can't read that if I really wanted to because the font picture is like extremely tiny. That's just welcome to Bamboo. Here's the community. Here's the links. That's fine. Welcome. Come back and grab your exclusive $10 off. What is this? $10 off over $100. Yeah, that doesn't really save me for anything, but whatever. Discount is only valid. US stores doesn't offer an AMS series. Okay, well that's kind of pointless. Bamboo verification code. I don't need that. My order confirmation, order shipment. Yeah, no, I haven't gotten one yet. Nope. Oh well. There's got to be an easy way of doing this because people are using like iPhones and stuff now to program RFID tags. Let me go back to the PC. No documents, no drivers. Well, I mean, last time I checked, it's an open source system. Especially Arduinos, there really is no support besides third-party stuff. Like that's whatever. Writer. Oh, that ain't cheap. Search AliExpress for the whatever it is, the Pro Mark 3 V5 RFID smart chip clone token. Okay, about $30. It can be a bit annoying to set up the software, but it does not come with. Okay, well, okay, sure. Let's see. Let's look. Copy. Paste. Isn't that the same one that's on Amazon? For $78? I wonder how crappy the handheld ones are. Like, I wouldn't mind doing it, if it made sense. But anywho, so looks like I can do it for sub $40. Oh, that's an NFC tag? No, I'm talking this. You're talking, yeah, you're talking. I think you're talking those. No, it says RFID. Anywho, let me go back. I can buy directly from China. It might take a month to get here. Oh, the phone's okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry. I mean, it's got decent reviews. Yeah, I don't know. Something I can think about later. I'm not. I'm not gonna jump on it right now. It's the least of my worries. So I would like to make it dummy proof at some point like that with the RFIDs, so I can teach like the 9-year-old, sorry 10, to use the 3D printer. I think it would be nice for him to know how to use it and like load it and stuff like that. So if I can make it so he could throw some filament in it, he can do it. And the RFID tagged spools would make the most sense. So I'll go down that slippery slope at some point, but let's not put the cart before the horse. I gotta get the horse first. So, which is that. So my goal is to get some stuff posted this weekend again. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. I'm not doing it tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. We'll relist the computer. I've had a couple people interested in it. I had it sold, and then the guy ghosted me and never responded. So I need to hit him back up to see if he's still interested. And I've had no bites on the printer besides 2 people, and one ghost never responded after saying, is it available? And then the other one wanted to lowball me for like $80. And I told him go pound sand because I'm not selling a CR10S for $80. Yeah, no. Do you know what frequencies that bamboo operates in? I mean, I'm sure I could look it up. Let's find out. What? Bamboo filament spools use 13.56 megahertz RFID tags. These tags contain a unique ID. What? How does it do that? So he's using the Pro Mark III. Okay, I mean, I'm following along so far. Sniffer, which I understand what that is. It's trying to emulate and read the RFID, which is fine. It's recording sniffer data, okay. Sniffing video recording data, okay. Keys, clip magnets, keys directory. This looks way more complicated than I think I want to go down. I don't know.
create their own tags. The last 4 sectors, or the 256 bytes of information, is actually a 2048-bit RSA signature. What does that mean? At a very high level, this is how signatures work. You have some data, and then the signature is what tells you that that's real, good, genuine data that hasn't been tampered with. For example, the key that is able to create the signature in the first place. RSA signatures are rock solid. If there was a way to break them, then our entire world would basically collapse. Things like Bitcoin rely on them. If that doesn't have a valid signature, instead of not using it altogether, you could just use it and mark it as non-genuine. That would still allow bamboo printers to tell the difference between a genuine Bamboo Lab spool and a third-party spool. Option 2 would be to allow filament manufacturers to digitally sign their own spools and then register that key with Bamboo Lab. That would mean there could be more than one manufacturer that could digitally sign genuine spools, and you would be able to see who signed them. So once again, Bamboo Lab could certify their own Bamboo Lab spools, and then there could also be some trusted third parties that are also digitally signed. And last but not least is to scrap all of it and create an open source RFID protocol. This is actually something that's already been started. The whole idea is to create an open source protocol that doesn't have a signature. Now, of course, the firmware of the 3D printer would have to support this, but this could be more scalable as it's highly likely that more printers...
Yeah, this looks like a problem.
RFID in their projects. Something like this would help make sure that one RFID tag can work with all of the printer manufacturers. This video took forever to make. It was really tedious. If you found even just a little bit of it useful... Here's how Bamboo's RFID system works and why you can't make your own tags. The tags store information about the filament that might be useful to the 3D printer. This would be things like color and material, as well as print temperatures and tons of other things. Now, you can't just read the tag because all the data is encrypted. The memory of the RFID tag itself is split up into 16 chunks called sectors, and each sector has its own encryption key. Luckily, the AMS knows what the keys are, or rather how to calculate them, which means that we can take an RFID development kit and put it right between the spool and the AMS to see what information is going back and forth. And then we analyze that communication to figure out all 16 keys. And now, with the keys discovered, we can finally read the contents of the tag. This might look like gobbledygook, but you can actually see things like manufacture date and material. And most of the other non-human readable stuff has been documented on this GitHub page. So if we made it this far, what's stopping us from making our own tags? For example, what if I wanted to change this color from orange to morange? Well, unfortunately, Bamboo digitally signs all of their tags. Well, what does that mean? Here's how Bamboo's
That means it can't be done.
Here's how Bamboo's RFID system works.
Basically.
You can't make your own.
I give up. Not gonna work. Not yet, anyway. Come on, printer. Let's start running the auto scene selector. There we go. What's up, printed trucker? You're heading to Salt Lake City, Utah. Man, you are all over the place. A little hacking needed. He's delivering something, obviously. From Texas, I would assume. I think he's heading to El Paso last time I talked to him, but that was like 2 days ago. So who knows what he's been doing in the last 2 days. So yeah, 650 miles. That's a haul. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's some hacking involved to make it work. My question is do I really want to go down that rabbit hole? But I probably will at some point. But for now, I wonder, could I rob? Here's a hypothetical question. Could I rob, let's just say blue. Could I rob the RFID tag off the blue spool? The filament when it runs out? And put it on a new spool if I buy another blue one, let's just say that doesn't have an RFID tag? Or does it register that it's been all used? Because again, I don't have one, I don't know how they function. I gotta figure out what I need to print next. I need a memory card holder. I need a PS4 holder. I need tool holders. I need a knife holder. I need delivering steel from El Paso for Mexico. Sewage and electrical boxes to St. The SLC. Okay, well that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know what I want to print next. I just know I need to print, basically, at this point. So, let's go to things and search. Let's look for a PS4 holder. PS4 controller stand, maybe? Gridfinity? Does somebody even make one? That's the next question. Gridfinity Xbox controller stand. So at least somebody makes one, but it only supports Xbox. Let's do Gridfinity PS4. What does that get me? A whole lot of nothing. Well, I'll figure that out later then. What else did I say? Oh, memory card holder. Gridfinity memory card. Why does that not find anything? You're trying to tell me nobody makes a Gridfinity memory card holder? Something. This is not right. There's something. Okay, there we go. Apparently, I just spelled memory card wrong. Question mark. USB and SD card holder. Okay, what does that look like? That does not look like a USB. Okay, that does. And that is a 2x1. Is that right? Way too much extra tolerance. The USB sticks just flop around and fall out if you turn it upside down. Well, don't turn it upside down. Okay, let me look. Because these are all way too big. I want something that does... I like the USB, I do micro, and I do regular size SD. So it's kind of like I want one that does it all. I don't want just a micro SD card. That's actually not bad. But that takes up 4 slots. That seems awful large. The way they work is the antenna from the AMS will power the chip in the spool, like a wireless charger. Yep. That power is the chip to the transmitter that encrypted codes the AMS reads. Okay. There is a data packet out to write back to the tag as far as run out info. Okay, so I mean, in theory, I could buy all of them, and let's just say I buy PLA, and I buy all their colors, like whatever I need to print with, and I could rob the RFID tag out of it and re-spool it and put, in theory, re-spool it back with a regular spool, and it would work. In question mark. Possibly. I don't know. That's something that I've been pondering on, so I wish this was a little bit more detailed, because that... Oh, okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably enough for what I'm going to do. I'll download that. So we'll print that next. You guys are in my way. Shrink you down and move you over here. That's going to be downloads. And we're going to go back. Let's move that over here. And extract all. That's fine. That's going to put it over on the desktop. I'm going to move it over here. Nope. Can't do that. It's over here somewhere. There we go. So delete. So what's in here? A 1x2, a 1x2x1 USB and card holder and USB only. What? 5 micro standard, SD standard 10. Okay, that's not the one I'm looking for. No. I'm assuming that's the one I'm looking for. Oh, you guys can't see because it changed on me. Go figure. Yeah, so that's the one I'm looking for. Of course, it changed again because my computer doesn't like me. There's something to do with this program. Anytime I click anything on Bambu Studio, it changes scenes. That's weird. So yeah, that seems to be the general consensus of the AMSs and what people is they just do. I think they just buy it and be done with it. How are we doing on this print, by the way? I'm off work for the next week. Yeah, like week and a half. So I plan to be live a decent amount the next 7 days. Yeah, I mean, I'll use pretty much anything that has solid reviews. I'm not a brand whore when it comes to this kind of stuff. I personally haven't seen the need for a really good filament versus like a cheap filament. So, like prime example, when I look at like this orange filament here and this green filament here, the green was the brand new that I got from Bambu, and the orange is the old stuff that I've had floating around the house for 3 years. They look like they printed exactly the same to me. So, like, I don't see a lick of a problem anywhere. So, whatever. I do need to print more spacers. I did order blue. That'll be here in the morning. So tomorrow morning, we're probably going to start with printing the tool holder for the kiddo, for his pry bars, for his trim tools. And then I will probably print a cup for the shock spacers. Why is my chat not working correctly now? Brain fart. What was I saying? I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure I have like dyslexia sometimes. So, oh, bought blue. So I was printing blue. We'll load the blue up and print his tool holder, and we'll print that probably first. Then I'll print a parts holder for the shock spacers, and then I will probably print shock spacers, and then I'll probably start printing some blue gridfinity parts, which will be, I believe, liquid. I think I'm going to make blue liquid items, so like shock oils and like little jars of grease and oil and those kind of things. The stuff I use. I think I'm going to do red for power, so like power connectors, like soldering, that kind of stuff. Blue, I think, is going to be anything liquid related, like super glue, that kind of stuff, greases, oils. Black, I'm probably going to do tool holders. Silver, I'm going to do as hardware for like nuts, bolt screws, that kind of stuff. And I don't really think I have plans for any other colors. I'm sure I'm missing something somewhere. So I kind of want to make it so it's semi-color coordinated. So when I need to grab like an M3 screw, I'm looking for gray because that's where the hardware is going to be, and they're going to be grouped together, so that way it's easier to find. So that's my theory. That doesn't mean my theory's right, but that's at least my theory. So what do I know? But yeah, I had a pretty rough week this week. So I'm kind of like dragging, and I have very little energy. I'm tired. I felt that yawn coming. Hey, part's done. Okay. Let's print this guy. So slice and dice it. Let's print it and send it. Honestly, I bet the AMS2 Pro, I don't know, because it has a heating element in it. I bet it's fine, honestly. That's my bet. And the reason why I say that is because the I don't have any issues with cardboard. Like my current setup, I've just burned through 3 rolls of cardboard back to back to back of PLA Plus, and I've not had any issues with it inside this heating chamber. So I'm betting you it's fine. As long as you get one from the manufacturer that's not screwed up and is not damaged, and if it's like okay and not like warped or any like craziness, I bet it's fine. I bet it's just fine. I personally like the plastic ones better. But yeah, like I said, I've burned through 3 cardboard spools in like 2 days. So they've been around a while. So I'm just burning up a lot of the old filament that I had laying around the house at this point. And then I think I'm going to buy, at some point, I'm probably going to buy the 10-pack color of the PLA F so I can get all the multicolors, and it's $100. So that's $10 a spool, which is cheap, might I add. I just don't have $100. Every day I come out here, I spin the wheel of gridfinity. Here, I'll show y'all. Let's spin the wheel of gridfinity. Maybe. Come on. There we go. Focus. Ooh, this way. Ready? It gets a little crinkly. I'll go around twice. There's one wheel that's snap, crackle, pops. I don't know which one it is. I have an idea. I'm pretty sure it's this one right here. And I have a good wheel sitting here. I'm just too lazy to swap it out. I'm waiting for it to break, actually. And the reason why I think it's that wheel, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can get that to focus. There we go. I think it's that wheel. If you look, you can see just how gnarly the print is, and this wheel's got some weirdness to it. The other ones, they look fantastic. So, like I said, I have a spare wheel. I just don't know which one it is, and I'm assuming that's it. So, I'm just not risking it. I guess I could do my gridfinity part now. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Delete. I gotta change it. I gotta change it to 3 minutes. Come on. Swap. Swap. There we go. Welcome back to day 5 of our 30-day Gridfinity series that we are doing. And today's featured print is a Works electric screwdriver holder. It works fantastic, holds it very snug, but not crazy over tight. The product sits inside, very simple, very easy, and displays it very nice as well. Oh, that sounds like garbage. Stop. Delete. Go back. Go back. Today is day 5 of our 30 days of Gridfinity. In today's print, we are showing off a Works electric screwdriver holder. This particular print holds the electric screwdriver relatively well in a vertical position, so it only takes up 2x1 spots. I highly recommend it if you have an electric screwdriver on your workbench to stand it up. That way it takes up less space. Easy to grab, easy to see, and you know exactly where it is. Stay tuned for more. You're going to be posting a vase into the Maker World soon. Really? Post? "30 days of Gridfinity, day 5. A works. Hashtag 3D printing. Hashtag 3D printed. Hashtag filament. Oh, that's good. Upload short. It's crazy. My caliper holder, which is like day 2, has 5.6K views when it comes to my shorts, and none of the other ones are anywhere close to like half the views. I don't know why it is so much better, but whatever. But wait, there's more. Billy Mays here with the unbelievable product of our Works display for the electronic screwdriver holder. But wait, there's more. When you buy this today, you get absolutely nothing for free. But if you call now, we'll give you free delivery in the next 2 seconds. But you have to call now. It's the ShamWow. The Billy Mays. But I will say, I am getting likes on my shorts, and I know the algorithm for YouTube heavily favors shorts for some reason now. So I'm hoping that exposes the other videos that I have, and it starts to grow a little bit. We'll see. If you keep watching, you get to see the end of this video. So now what am I going to print next? So this is a memory card holder. I probably should look up like a nut driver. Yeah, let's do nut drivers. So let's go to things. What is that? 1/4 inch hex drivers? Yeah, 1/4 inch hex driver. Hex bits. Hex screwdriver holder. And it's a 2x5. Oh, that's the actual RC holder. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't know. Hobby Star nut hex driver pegboard wall mount. No. Believe it or not, this is more interesting than I-25 in New Mexico right now. I'm gonna go with, I appreciate the support. I appreciate the positive feedback, but I'm calling bullshit. Unless it is a parking lot, there's no way that this is more entertaining. But what do I know? You're probably stuck in traffic. Gridfinity 4x2 hex bit storage with tray. What does that look like? That looks like just a really big hex storage. Yeah, I don't want that. No. I don't want one that big. I don't need one that big, for that matter. I only want something that'll hold, like, a 1x1. Okay. Low tolerance style? What does that look like? Gridfinity 4mm hex bit holder? I've never been to New Mexico. I personally have never been to New Mexico. Well, actually, yes, I have. I take that back. Wait a minute. No, I have. Well, no, not that I remember. I've been to Phoenix, and I've been south, but I don't ever remember if we ever made it to New Mexico. And yes, I know New Mexico is not south of Phoenix. I'm fully aware. You drove this road 30 times and it's lost its appeal a long time ago. So what you're saying is my bar is really low for entertainment value, but yet it's still higher than the 30 times of driving the same road. So we're talking like shoestring height bar level here, not like I'm not even waist high. I get it. I understand I am not entertaining. I'm fully aware of my issues. What is this? So this is a round holder. But what is supposed to be holding this Gridfinity tool holder that holds nothing? So a Sharpie, a deburring tool, a razor, 2 craft blades, and a pair of tweezers. What? Okay. I can kind of get behind that. Yeah, I think I'll print that next. Download. Too much Yankee to really enjoy it. I mean, yeah. I get it. And that's a 1x1 holder. So I'm fine with that. What else do I need to download? Let me fix that first. So let's go back to here. Downloads. Ultimate tool holder. Undo. Extract all. That's fine. And then that goes over here to this screen. So downloads. It goes over here. Better than your shorts or lives? I wouldn't say that. Wouldn't say that one bit. What else can we find to print? Still need a bit holder. And I really want an MIP tool holder. The problem is I still have not found, let me see if anybody has one in the Gridfinity chat group. Discord. Open. Log me in. 3D printing, design and CAD electronics. Where would I ask this question? Gridfinity? Maybe? Yeah, I'm gonna ask it in here. Does anyone know of a MIP brand hex tool holder besides MIP? Because I really don't like this design. We'll see if I get a response. Something tells me I won't, but I'll ask. Because that is the only every time I search, that is the only Gridfinity tool holder that I can never find that is designed to hold MIP tools. What's going to happen is I'm just going to end up creating my own. So 45 minutes to, is that pronounced Baleen? I'm assuming New Mexico, to be exact. And you said you're coming up I-25, and you're coming from Texas, which means you're coming from the south. So let's pull up maps. Let me see if I can't guess where you are. So where's Baleen? Baleen's right here. So let's do from, oh, I don't know, here, measure distance. You are 45 minutes away. If I had to bet, the speed limit's 70. So that means you are probably about, 60 miles-ish out. So let's go with 50. You are just short of your 380 exit. I'm going to go with, you are past Hatch, which is State Route 26. So you're between 26 and 380. Heading northbound on I-25. So if I had to bet, you were probably somewhere about right, oh, I don't know. Let's say that big bend right here. There you go. That's what you were driving in right now. Oh, Bell Inn? Is that the same? Is that the highway? No, that ain't the highway. That's the wrong road. Stupid Google. You're over here. Put me over there. This is what your view looks like right now. Right there. There's where you are. You're actually over here. Right here. That's your view. You're probably staring at that mountain right now. That's my guess. Oh, it's 75 miles. Yeah, you might be a little closer. No, you're farther away. I don't know. I'm going with that. Let me know if I'm right. You're saying mile marker 143 on doing 75. Okay. Well, I don't know where mile marker 143 is, but let's find it. Let's see how close I am. I'm looking for the mile markers on the side of the road. Is that one? Might have been. Nope. Did they not put mile markers on the side of the road? There it is. Survey says... How close was I? 109. Oh, you're still... Man, I wasn't even close. You're way back there. You're like... You might be back by 26, which is 543. What exit is that? That is exit number 41. No, you're closer. It's going the wrong way. How rude. So you are closer than where I thought you was. That means you are somewhere... You might be close to 380. Are you? You passed 380. Yeah, you're past 380. So you just passed San Antonio. You should stop at the New Mexico Bureau of Geological Mining Museum. I bet that's entertaining. Actually, it probably is. I like rocks. Yeah, that looks pretty boring, though. No, thank you. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Hey, I was close. I wasn't that far off. Yeah, I remember going to Phoenix. I remember going south. I don't remember what we went to go see, though. There was something south, like way down here, out by by no man's land. I want to say it might have been this Oregon pipe cactus national monument. Like it was somewhere out in no man's land. And then we went to Flagstaff because we were going to the Grand Canyon National Park and we got snowed in. And I have a picture of me bawling my eyes out when I was about 11 or 12 years old, and I'm standing on the edge of the cliff, standing next to the guardrail, and you can't see more than 5 foot behind me because it's full of snow and fog. And then we got snowed in at Flagstaff on the way home because they were shutting down the park due to a blizzard, and they were kicking everybody out of the park because they knew that everybody was going to get snowed in and stuck for a week if they stayed. We were going to stay at the hotel park, whatever it's called. Which, by the way, I think it burned down. Side note, like recently. So we drove back to Flagstaff in a blizzard and then got stuck there for 3 days. It was a rather fun trip. Made it all the way out there to go see the Grand Canyon. Did not see the Grand Canyon. Like it was like now that I'm older, I respect the power of like Mother Nature and the oddness of that, because you wouldn't think that you couldn't see anything with the Grand Canyon, but I'm telling you, it was. Where is the park? Okay, where's the hotel that was up here? So there's Flagstaff. Was it due north? Couldn't have been. That was over here. That was west. Because we stopped at the visitor center, and I'm betting you. I think it's changed since I've been there, but I'm wanting to say that was the point we stopped at to get pictures. Probably somewhere like right here. No, because I don't remember getting that far off the road. Maybe it was right here. Either way, all I know is I was standing in a spot very similar to that and not being able to see jack shit. That's all I remember. Had to shovel out the truck. Yeah, I'm telling you, it gets brutal up that way. People don't realize it. When you think like, oh, snow in Arizona, you're full of shit. No, that is legitimately a thing. Okay, well, nobody's responded. Oh well. I may also run the CNC router. Probably next week. One day during the week, I have a project in mind that I want to do that the wife's been bugging me to do for a while, and I finally got the bamboo cutting boards to do it. So, the wife wants a family recipe engraved onto a cutting board. And it's her grandmother's handwriting on a piece of paper that she has a scanned image of. I think it's scanned. So I'm probably going to take that and convert it and try to get the cursive off and try to put it on a cutting board. How I'm going to do it, I have no clue yet. Probably use like a 15-degree V-bit is kind of what I'm thinking. So, yeah. Most people, yeah. A lot of people don't realize that it's literally a ginormous mountain on the north side of Arizona. They all think it's just like flat desert land. And I will tell you, at my age when I went there, I remember even Phoenix being hot during the day and cold at night. And people don't realize that desert weather is totally different than what most of us, especially us, I'm going to say Westerners, but Midwesterners is probably more realistic. You don't realize that it drops so cold because there's not much humidity in the air. It's just a really dry heat. So as soon as the sun drops, it gets cold fast, which is strange, but also odd all at the same. Like it's what we're not used to, basically in the Midwest. So You got to flip your CNC router to plasma. You got some metal projects to get done. Got an order for 6 trailer hitch plugs and 1 door handle. I'm not going to ask how you're doing that. I would love to know, but you're just going to confuse me, and I'm not willing to risk it because I would want to do the same thing at some point, but I don't need to know that at this point. Yeah, let me see what I can do first, trucker, before we go down that path. But I have no problem doing something like that for you if you want to pay for a little bit. I'm not gonna make you pay for a lot, so I wouldn't do that. Not to you guys, and you're not my standard clientele. So yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, would I like to do it? Here's my theory, Jack. There's a reason why I'm staying away from this subject. Would I love to do it? Yes. Do I need to learn another skill set and do something that probably will make me waste more money? No. Would I think it's cool to do it? Fucking yes, absolutely. But I don't need to. Like that I'm trying to control myself. And this cleaning up my desk is kind of like that first step of an addiction, of like a recovery over here of I have a problem and I'm trying to slowly fix my problem. I don't need another excuse to do more shit that I don't need to be doing at this point. Everybody's making fun of me because I have 3 printers. I'm like, well, one's for sale. I want to get rid of it. I really do. Even though I didn't want to get rid of it for the longest time. Yeah, well, the other problem is they make a bloody mess. Plasmas do. And I would start a fire on my workbench. Because everything I have is wood. Not metal. That's the other caveat. And I have fuel. I have nitro. I have gas. I have alcohol. I have carb cleaners. I have acetones. I don't want to burn my house down. Well, I want to get rid of the CR10S. I'm going to get an AMS2 Pro, and then I may get another bamboo printer. And then I'll get rid of the Sovo SV01 if I do that. I would like to end up at the end of this having 2 of these. That's kind of where I'm trying to get to. I'm perfectly happy and content with the 1. I don't print enough to justify 2, but I've ran this thing nonstop now for 2 weeks. I mean, I did see you catch your router on fire, yes. But my point is if I do a plasma cutter, the plasma is going to throw sparks absolutely everywhere, and I can't do that on a wood table. Like, that's what I'm saying. I have no room. Like, there's no room here. Look. There's, like, a foot gap between the backside of that table and my storage wall of crap behind it. You did set it up. Why would you not? People don't... There's so many people out there that... Like, so for example... Love the kid to death. But I know he's a kid. But... I mean, look... the prime examples, look at Athens. He's like telling me that I'm dumb that I didn't buy the AMS when I bought the printer. I'm like, well, I don't have the money. So if I don't have the money, I can't afford to buy it. So why would I buy something if I can't afford it? So what my affordability could only afford was the printer, not everything that goes with it. Like, people, there's too many people out there. My point is, there's too many people out in the world that assume that because we do something on YouTube that we make thousands and thousands or millions of dollars making said videos. It cracks me up because I will tell you, I've been doing the shorts for Gridfinity for 5 days in a row. I think I have made a whopping 25 cents with those 5 shorts. What can I buy in filament for 25 cents? 1 meter? Still trying to fit a pizza oven and a jacuzzi in this truck. I mean, that's like me trying to fit a pizza oven and a jacuzzi in my garage. Shit's not just gonna happen. Trucker, do you have enough people? How many subs do you have? I haven't looked. I forget. Do you have over 1,000? I didn't monetize them. I think they're automatically monetized. I don't remember clicking like the button to monetize my shorts. I think it defaulted to automatically in doing it because I've already met the requirements to have my channel monetized. So that might be the difference. I don't know. Because I have like 20... I have a stroller. It's funny. I made it. It was a kit, but I did make it. I'll show you. It's actually pretty cool. It's an Arduino project. And it's a subscriber ticker counter thingy-majigger. So it'll scroll across here. And it'll give you the date, the time, the channel name. It'll tell you the subscriptions you have. So that's how many subs I have currently. So live time, I have 2,290 subs. And then it will give me the total views of all of my videos. And I have 385,222 views. I thought it was a cool project. I think it was like $40. Whatever. No big deal. Yeah, I mean, so that's why you're not making anything for monetization, is because you only have 43 subs on that channel. And that's where you're posting your shorts, I think. But you have to meet the monetization standards to get monetized, and I believe it's 1,000 subscribers, and you have to post so many hours of videos to be eligible. And then same thing with Twitch. To be Twitch live, you have to have so many hours plus so many followers in a parameter in 30 days to be eligible. That took me forever to get Twitch Prime affiliate. It was like, as soon as I got affiliated, I quit. Pretty funny, actually. I don't care either. I'm not doing this to get rich. I'm not doing it to make money. My theory is if I make a couple dollars off of it to help me do some projects or buy a roll of filament, then whatever. Sure. But I'm not doing it to become popular or to become the fame or any of that. So I'm assuming, Jack, you probably never did sign up to be affiliated, which means you have to go through their third-party verification, and then they'll send you links, and you got to scan like your driver's license and sign, like fill out their tax forms. It's a bunch of stuff, basically. Yeah, and honestly, I don't think my videos are pro either. So, yeah, that's like I said, that's my theory is if I could get a free spool of filament, or let me rephrase it. I'm doing it more because I want to get my hands on some stuff eventually, like a 3D printer for testing or something like that. That's about it. I'm not doing it for the money. I don't care. I really don't. Yeah, that's why you never got... So once you hit the 1,000 subscribers with YouTube, you have to go and fill out a bunch of forms. You do have to fill out tax paperwork because they will tax. If you make so much money, you will get taxed. I've not hit that bracket. I've made a few $1,000s off of YouTube in the last 3 years, but I've never received a tax document yet. But I've not made enough to hit a tax bracket, so once a year, so it's never been an issue. So I might hit it this year, but I doubt it because I think they changed the algorithm on the videos, and I don't think I make nowhere near as much money as I used to. So at one point, I think I was making like 150 or 200 bucks a month on videos, and now it's down to like I get paid once every like 3 or 4 months, and then they won't pay you out until you have a minimum of $100 in your account. So you could sit there and be stuck at like $90, and then you're doing these shorts and they only pay you out like 50 cents a month. So it takes forever to get over that $100 hump for them to pay you out. Like, I'm telling you, it's some of the weirdest things out there that makes 0 sense. I don't argue. Again, I have my bank account for the business, which is what now is linked to my YouTube account. So whatever comes in here goes straight to the business anyway. So whatever. I don't care, basically. There are a couple tools that I would really love to get my hands on to test. And I've used my videos to try to advertise to try to get an item. There's some RC motor dynos out there that are like $500. I would love to get one. I'm just not willing to spend that much money on my own time to try to make like a chassis dyno for RC cars for like $1,000. No, not worth it. When I bought this printer, I reached out to Elgo, however it's pronounced, to see if they would want to send a printer to me to test, and I didn't get anything with that either. Yeah, it's like I said, I don't have enough subscribers to really hit anybody's radar. So it's hard for me to sell like my channel for somebody when I'm not going to get 1 million views. Because my highest viewed channel, I don't even remember now. What is my highest viewed video? YouTube Studio. Let's find out. I have an idea what it is, and I think it's my build video series, and I think it's the Mud Boss one. But let's find out. Published videos. Let's go to all videos. And let's go to views. The highest viewed video I've ever done was how to tune your RC censored brushless motor part 2. And that is 33,857 views. I'm curious, how much has that made me? I don't think it'll tell me, actually. Does it break it down? Let me go look. Earn. I don't think it breaks it down by video. Memberships, no, not there. Nope. Analytics. How is my... Okay, riddle me this, Batman. How do my shorts have 128% average view duration? Does that mean that somebody watches it 100% and then watches it at 28% again? Is that 128? Is that how they calculate 128% for an average view duration? That is so weird. It has to be. My live feeds suck. They're terrible. They're terrible. And whatever. No, I don't know how to see my per video. Oh, wait a minute. No. My top video in the last 28 days is one of my old videos, me working on my 1994 Easy Go golf cart that I lifted up. That video had 200 and some views, and it was an hour and 22 minutes long. And that video has made me a whopping $43. Oh, what's funny is I did have, who was it? It wasn't Temu. Was it It was AliExpress. Printer's not done. Why are you telling me? You're an idiot, tablet. Telling me the printer's done, but yet it's still printing. Whatever. I think it was AliExpress. Somebody messaged me saying that they worked for AliExpress and they wanted to work with me on a co-op, and asked if I wanted to test some of their woodworking tools. So I responded back, I'm interested, but I don't want that. I was asking for a $4,000 fully enclosed laser engraver because I'm interested in laser engravers. I would like to have one. I think it would be a good arsenal to have, and I don't want some 10-watt open air 3D printer style laser engraver. This was a knockoff to a, what's the Forge? I'm terrible at the name, but it like a Glowforge. It was like a knockoff to a Glowforge, and they were charging $5,000 for it. So I sent them the link. I'm like, I would be interested in testing this product, and I sent them the link. I said, I'm looking forward to hearing back from you. They didn't respond back for 30 days, but they did respond back and say that product is no longer available, but I can go back to their website and try to find something else that's comparable and let them know, and they'll work with me. FlashForge, yeah, I think that's what it was. So I went down that rabbit hole. Let me go see if I can find that email chain. Went down that rabbit hole, found something else that might have been comparable to at least what I would like to try, and sent them a message, and I've never heard back from them. It's they respond once a month. It's quite hilarious, actually. I totally forgot. That's how old the email was. Who emailed me a tire glue jig? You emailed me a tire glue jig. When did you email me? Well, I'll be damned. Somebody already beat me to this damn jig? Huh? Well, I guess my idea is no good. Because I remember we talked about that. Whatever. I'll come back to that. That's just funny that you sent me that file. It tells you how often I check this email. Where is that email? I'm still looking for it. I haven't given up yet. I'm glad to know that my idea makes some sense to somebody, so they're already ripping my ideas off. Whatever. It was printed. It was made in 2023. It cracks me up. That's all. I'm still looking. Haven't given up yet. I'm back in the beginning of July. Here it is. So what I asked to try was a 48 watt diode laser engraver machine. So let me show you. Bang good. So this is what I asked for, which was a 55 watt CO2 laser engraver. You had $100 per week video offer on a trucking channel right before COVID for GPS app sponsorship. And I'm assuming the sponsorship went nowhere when you tried like going down that path with them. So that's what I asked to try, and it was not available in US. So it's not supposed to be restocked until September 14th. And I'm assuming that's because of tariffs. But that to me looked like it would probably be an adequate machine. I didn't want some, like I said, some little cheap, like, laser engraver. Like, their laser engraving machines is flat garbage. So what I sent them was, okay, let's try this. And this is the one that I was asked them to send me because it is in stock. And it's a 48 watt diode on a 400 by 300 bed, which is not big, but it's not tiny. And I figured it's probably going to be adequate enough to do what I would want to do with it. I agree it's too high, but I'm not spending money on it. It's not my problem. I don't care. So, but like if you go right now and go to try to find anything on their website to buy a laser engraver. So for example, let's go to their highest priced item. Their highest priced laser engraver they sell is that printer, which is 48 watts. And then they're trying to sell this open bed platform that's a 210 watt for 100 or $1,500. That thing will probably burn through anything and everything I threw at it, but I don't want an open platform. So they, like, everything they sell's just garbage. Nothing on here I'm interested in, honestly. The only thing I would even remotely try would be this guy, which is the link that I sent them. I'm sure it's not 210 watts. You're right. Yeah, let's find out. It's a 24 watt. Well, wait a minute. One key switch engraving and cutting mode. So it's 24 watts for engraving and 48 watts for cutting. No, thank you. Again, that is not worth $1,500. I'm sorry, it's not. Which goes back to why I'm like, okay, I wouldn't mind trying this. I like the concept of it being an enclosed system. And it claims to be a 48 watt laser diode. Is it really a 48 watt? I have no clue. But there's no reviews. It's another reason why I asked to take it. Because I'm like, I can at least give you a damn review. Because it's a new product. You haven't sold one. Because again, nobody's going to buy it at $1,300 to be that guy to try to be like, that's not worth $1,400. That still isn't worth $1,400. Because I can go on Amazon and look up laser engraving machines. And let's, just for shizzles and giggles, go to the highest one they sell. Glowforge. I was right. This is what I was thinking the one was comparable to. That you called FlashForge. But like that's the same thing as like the X Tool, which is the same thing as what they're selling the other one for. They're all copies. So like this is equivalent to the other one, but that's a 60 watt, supposedly, versus the other one that was 45 watts. So realistically, we're down somewhere down in this range. I'm assuming it would be something like this or this is what the other one was being comparable to. Same price. These are obviously name brand products. Creality and X-Tool, those are both two, I'm going to use this term loosely, they're at least reputable names, where the other one is a knockoff. I don't know anything about that company. You know, I mean, you see what I'm talking about. It's hit or miss on their products, from what I understand. I hate Creality, so I mean, everybody has their own preference on stuff. I get it. Come off. That print's done. Okay, next print. Ooh. I guess it's alright. I'm really liking this textured bed, by the way. This is an hour and 18-minute print. But again, that goes back to like my whole argument, like what I've been saying this whole time is, why would you sell a product from China through Banggood and sell an off-name brand product and it be almost the same price as at least a known brand on Amazon and have, I'm going to say, decent reviews? Because like even the X-Tool's 4.6 and the Creality is 4.2 stars, which means they're not complete garbage. And yet you're trying to sell something at a premium price with a name brand that doesn't make any sense. Like you get where I'm going with that. And that's why I pitched to try to like offer that. And one of my pitches to them was going to be, I'm going in as a new user, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to give you an honest review. I'm not going to give you a 5-star review if the machine I feel doesn't deserve a 5-star. But again, I don't have an expectation because I've never used one, which is why I want to learn how to use one, and I'll give you the honest review at the same time. But they've never responded. That, like I said, that was July 10th. So 30 days ago. And then, like I said, they messaged me on June 3rd. I responded almost instantly the next morning. They responded back until July 3rd. So a 30-day response time. I'm like, whatever. I'm almost thinking it's a bot. And they're just trying to generate traffic to the webpage. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Now, if anybody wants to donate an AMS to Pro, I'm more than willing to give you my address. Your CO2 60 watts and you like it? Yeah, I mean, I would like to get a CO2 one at some point. It's not on my like I have to have it list. But sure, I want one. Absolutely. I think they'd be cool to have. That kind of frustrating. I didn't realize that somebody actually made it already. Now, I wonder if I could modify this a little bit. I could probably just take this and modify it and then change it up some and then sell it that way. My concern is if I do this, then somebody's going to get upset. Need to be scaled. I printed out the bottom part for my 1/10 wheels don't fit inside. Has to be, because that's a 1/10 scale freaking buggy tire. You're an idiot. Anywho, I can probably work with that as a base and modify it and make it what I want. Anywho, back to Gridfinity. What's next? So I've got. Let's do a knife holder. Let's find a knife holder. You guys need to help me find a knife holder. So I have a knockoff of a Milwaukee box cutter from Harbor Freight that I absolutely love, might I add. This is the box cutter that's in question. It looks just like the Milwaukee version, ironically. This box cutter has been through the world and back. Actually, I think it went through COVID with me when I was in hospitals, doing fiber work. So, I don't remember the name. Milwaukee, M-I-L. Is it Milwaukee? I guess Milwaukee knife, maybe? Knife? Switch back. Okay, so we've got some. Milwaukee tool holder. Oop, there's a Gridfinity one right there. First one. First one! I kind of like that. Milwaukee. Let's just look up Gridfinity Milwaukee. Is it a fastback? Is that the name of it? Is that? Probably is, honestly. Gridfinity Milwaukee rotary, no. Screwdriver holder, no. Switchblade holder, yeah. Hex key holder, no. I'm trying to find one that's sitting vertical, not laying down. I don't hate that, because then it gives me room for an extra blade. That's actually not a bad idea. But that is so clean. Oh, you guys can't see. Should have told me. Yeah, it's a Milwaukee. Like it's made. Like if you Google it, here you go. Like I'm telling you, they are almost exactly the same. So it even says they're folding knives, both popular choices, blah, 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 blah. I think they even said that they were made from the same place. Okay, hold on. I'm going AFK for a bit. I think the wife's home. Let me go check at least. Hold on. back. She's not home. I thought I heard her. I'm like, she's not supposed to be home for like another hour. Anywho, I believe it's the same knife. The problem is I don't think this is the switchback. Now that I'm looking at these pictures. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. I really like that. That's really clean. You guys can't see. Y'all need to tell me. I don't know why this is changing. Turn these macros off. I really like the clean, simple design. So mine is probably that copy there. Is that it? It looks really close to that one. Or fudge, I don't know. I'm afraid it's not going to fit these, so... I'm probably just going to go with that. What is this? There's plenty of gridfinity holders for large steel fastbacks, but this one's smaller, plastic fastback with storage. I couldn't find one that had the knife laying down, so here it is. And it's remixed from this one, which is... What? I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta figure out what model this is. What is this model? Milwaukee. Bring here. You're fine. Shouldn't be anything sharp or anything out here. There you go.
Unless it's a woodpecker. That gives me a square.
I doubt it. Trying to think what model Milwaukee was this. So is it the original fastback? There we go. So it's a copy of the 480-22-1502, which would be that one. Okay, well let's open. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to take up the same amount of space if it's laying down or standing up. So, who cares? You only have 600 more miles to go. Is that tomorrow's drive is 600 miles? Okay, I'm getting really tired of that popping up, so let's just do the update. I do need to cut the grass, though. No. Later. Oh, this is printed. This is designed for AMS, which is not going to work for me. But I do have red and I do have black, so I can program. How do I do this? Delete. 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 I can do black, and then slice it. I can pause it on a layer, so I could do it somewhere about right there. Right click, add a pause, and then I can manually do a color change at that layer. But that means I would have to be here to do it. I'm fine with that. So that's probably the next print we do is this one. Trying to make them a little fancy. That's my way. This is the poor man's version of the AMS. Basically. So slice. And the pause is there. And then I can send it to the printer and print. Oh, it's on the next one, carbon now. Change. Slice. I gotta redo all of that. Nope, it saved it, thank God. Yeah, should be good. Should be good. I forget. What are we printing? Oh, it's the tool holder for... which, by the way, I need to go find that. I have a... deburring tool. It'll hold, like, a Sharpie and some other stuff. Like pen, I think. Some pens. What you gonna print today, trucker? Anything? I don't remember how long this print was. How long was this print? Oops, I just closed it out. No. It is an hour print, and it's going to be done 9. There ain't no way that's right. Oh, 7:30. Okay. Sure, that makes more sense. Please check your email soon. Thank you. Oh, God. I don't want to know what you said. Dude, read it on stream or no? And I'm not checking until you tell me. I know there's like a 45-second delay, so I'm going to wait. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're killing me. I appreciate it. Now, here's my next question. Do you want me... I'm reading the notes. Is that what you want me to use it on, or do you want me to use it on the AMS? And by the way, you did not have to do that. I am deeply appreciated, and I thank you for what you've done. Did I lose you, trucker? Or is my chat just being crazy? I wouldn't be shocked if it's not my chat being dumb. Let me go look. I want to make sure that I'm not missing you. I know how YouTube gets sometimes. It gets a little misbehaving at sometimes. No, you have not responded. Okay. Just making sure it wasn't me. Plymouth, Indiana. Where's that? Not even close. That's why. I knew nothing about it. Got some TPU phone cases to do. Okay. I've never tried printing a phone case. So that one's new. That one's new to me. Did you hear my question that I asked you about the email that you asked me to read? I'll ask it again because you probably missed it. Do you want me to use it for what your comments says, or do you want me to use the money towards an AMS? And by the way, thank you very much. You did not have to do that, but I appreciate it. How's it going, BS? Stinky needs a shower. Too late. Buy a Century Carbon. Trust me. I've already bought a bamboo. Or are you talking about the AMS? I think you're talking about the AMS. Did I put laps? I probably did. That'd be my wonderful fat finger errors. Let me go look. Because I guarantee you are correct. I just don't pay that much attention when I type stuff up before I hit enter. So let's go look. I did. I'll fix it. Maybe. Open. Options. Edit video. I don't know how I put a P there. Save. There. Now it's fixed. Thank you. Okay, I'll make you a deal, trucker. Give me a week. I'll save it for a week. And if I come up with the extra money, then I'll use it to buy what you suggested. If I don't have it all, then it will go to an AMS system. I think that's more than fair. That way it gets used for the case of what it's designed to be. So you're saying CENTURAI carbon. See, and I love my bamboo printer. That was the original one that was on my looks at buying, and the only reason why I did not buy it BS was because there's no current multicolor system that's out there for that particular printer at this moment. There is works for them to make something in the future, but there's no guarantee that it'll ever get released. I did ask to see if they would be interested in possibly sending me something to test, and I never did hear back from them either. So, trucker, I am deeply appreciated of that. Like I said, tomorrow I plan to post a bunch of stuff for sale. So if I can come up with the extra $250, then we'll use that money and we'll put it towards the AMS. And if I don't, and by the end of the next week, then I will go ahead and invest it into the filament, because I don't think the standard price for that for the 10 spools is default $100. Which is honestly cheap. $10 a spool, it's hard to argue. But yes, I greatly appreciate the donation. So, thank you. I can't thank you enough, actually. I'm not used to people actually, giving me any form of money, much less that much. So, yeah, I think that's more than fair. I don't want you to assume that I'm trying to use the money somewhere else, if that makes sense. Even though your note said buy something with it versus that. You also know the AMS is important to me, which is why I made that suggestion on how you felt. Can I even buy the AMS on Amazon? I don't even know if I can. Which, if that's the case, I may just buy the filament and be done with it. Let me look. I don't think I can, though. Bambu Labs AMS2 Pro. Survey says... doesn't look like it. No. Nope. Ooh. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look tonight. I may have money. My work that I work for does like Amazon gift, like we do a point system for rewards, and I may be sitting on a bunch of rewards still. So I might have money for that. I completely forgot, honestly. So I think I can buy like an Amazon. I can buy Amazon gift cards, and it's 1 point is $1. But I think I can buy a Visa gift card too. I'd have to go look. But anywho, by the way, Trucker, what's the thoughts on doing a third camera view from the ceiling looking straight down? It's something I've been thinking about doing. Mounting a GoPro up on the ceiling by the light, which is directly above my head, and it would look directly straight down. I don't know if that's something that would be interested in anybody. Unfortunately, you'd see my fat ass sitting on a chair and my terrible desk. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, if somebody wants to view it, sure. I'm just trying to make stream life entertaining and enjoyable. So, tools. Let me go back to the screen selector and turn those back on. Yeah. Let's go back to this guy. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Mike, don't kill me now. I wouldn't mind trying to switch everything to 4K. That might be another goal of mine that I'd start doing, especially if I start doing live streaming a lot more. I may start doing 4K live streams. I think the computer that I have will do it. This camera will not do it, and the webcam is not 4K compatible either. But I have another digital SLR that I could swap out that is 4K, which then means I would have to buy a new webcam for the printer that would be 4K, and I think the GoPro that I have, I believe, does 4K as well. I think my internet will support it, and I'm pretty sure the hardware that I have on this computer will support it. So, I don't know. Food for thought. Yeah, I'm going to look that up tonight. I'll bust out my work laptop, log in, and take a look and see if I have points available for a gift card. Because I'm pretty sure I do. What's she doing? Yeah, I'll get it. I just did, it just shut off not too long ago. Like a half hour ago, probably. I didn't know I did a whole nother load. Oh. You were looking at me like all confused. Which I know why. Yeah, what do you expect? I'm going AFK, guys. Okay, guys, I'm going AFK for the night. We are going to go to Kings Island, which is an amusement park. So she just got home from work. So I will see you all tomorrow morning. I'll probably be live by 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I will see you all then. Have a good night, trucker. Be safe. I think you said you're finally parked, so you're probably getting a shower.